fuertes, bien. Cuando está. Hello, hello. Welcome to Travel Tip Tuesday, everybody. I hope that you can hear me. Are we good? Awesome, awesome. I am so excited. It gets so early here. I want to welcome you to Travel Tip Tuesday and say, hello. We have an amazing speaker that is going to be coming to us today. And I just want to welcome you from wherever in the world you are. Thank you for tuning in. I am really trying to do my part to be diligent and intentional to be coming back to you as I have almost a year ago to say, welcome to Travel Tip Tuesday. My name is Michelle Maynard MacArthur, and I am your hospitality, health, and wellness strategist that is here to help guide you through a positive process for change. And that is with a lean, holistic, healing approach from the inside out. That lean stands for your lifestyle, your exercise, your attitude, and your nutrition. But the fun part is taking and showing you to these top luxury wellness destinations. I hope you can see this beautiful sunset. Top luxury wellness destinations all over the world. These tips today are being brought to you by MacArthur Accommodations, which we are a coaching and consulting company that focuses on you executives, you entrepreneurs, you retirees, and helping you with whatever it might be within medical tourism, hospitality, finding those locations, wellness retreats, wellness workshops, anything that might be within that realm of luxury places around the world. Today, I am excited as you got a quick little glimpse of our guest speaker today. I'm going to bring her back. We have been really trying to bring back and say, we've got this beautiful sunset in El Salvador, which is where we are, but we are bringing some continents, and we are really working from different parts of the world. So I want to say thank you all for joining me as I'm sharing these tips. Our series this month today is the top international travel tips for you in 2025, and we will be speaking on merging art, storytelling, and backpacking across extraordinary geographies. Now, if you know me, I don't think I can travel across a continent in a backpack. But you younger generations, y'all have it down pat. And I just really want to learn more, which is why we have an amazing speaker. Her name is Sara Khalid, and she is a multidisciplinary designer, a conceptual artist, an experimental poet, and cultural cartographer from Saudi Arabia, whose work actually bridges Arabic epistemology. She's going to have to correct my pronunciation, I'm sure. Poetic imagination and live travel all over the world. She is the founder of the Blue Camel Journey, an interdisciplinary creative journey that merges art, storytelling, and backpacking that go to all these extraordinary geographies and destinations around the world. She is rooted in the belief that travel is a creative art. How beautiful is that? And that meaning precedes form. Sara designs experiences that invite participants to explore both the world and themselves, transforming landscapes, encounters, and rituals into artistic creation. My question to you is, how do you combine travel, culture, and creativity? So I had the joy and honor to meet Sara at the symposium that we were at last week, and which was completely amazing. Hats off to you, Christopher and Dr. Kenneth, and all you amazing speakers that were there. It was phenomenal. But then I get to meet all these other amazing people. And Sarah, and we started talking, and I got to learn a little bit more about her her journey and her passion, and a country I've never been to. So I wanted to learn more. And then I said, please come on, tell us about this. So I want to say welcome. Welcome, Sarah. Thank you for being here and just giving us this time.
Thank you, Michelle, so much. I'm so happy being part of this and to be part of the Travel Tips Tuesday. So excited to share my journey and experience with you all, guys. I mean, yes, this might be something that the young is doing more, but in my like aspiration of what the Blue Camel could offer and afford, it would not be limited to younger generation. I mean, the creativity is like open for everyone and anyone at any time. So we'll see how that journey takes us.
I love it. I just went through, and you might step a little bit away so we can see your beautiful face because I'm seeing your forehead. But we have a great sight of you, and hopefully there's some good light. But I want to ask you just a few questions, Sarah, as far as what inspired you to start the Blue Camel.
Okay, so a year ago, I started traveling um, for a 2 week trips. That was like my initial plan. I packed my bags. I was like, if I'm leaving for too long, like the length would be maximum 3 months. However, when I started traveling and I met all of those people and I started working on my own art, so I stopped working professionally as a designer. I started focusing on my own, um, you know, kind of projects, something very personal, very intimate, and very, I would say, tender. So I started writing poetry, doing paintings, learning how to make jewelries and all of that. And at some point, and it was very early on, at some point I was like, I want to continue do this and that. So I wanted to continue traveling and also creating creatively and freely without, without having commands or orders or, clients. I wanted to create this work for myself, and I wanted to offer this opportunity for other people as well. So that's where the Blue Camp started, where I'm combining these experiences that I've been having and cultivating all my network, both in the culture and the creative in Saudi, and now I'm in Latin America. So I'm cultivating all of that to create, to bridge, I would say, the both cultures through art and creativity.
Okay, well, when I hear about coming from, well, one, that's just a beautiful place that you're going to have to even tell us a little bit more about that. But coming and you're actually living, I mean, when we met here in El Salvador, but you are in Guatemala, which is another amazing country. But before we go into that, what I'd love to know, Sarah, is what makes the Blue Camel different from regular travel programs? And who are you targeting? What age group? And as far as specifically, what would you like to see with that in those programs?
Okay. So the Blue Camel is more than just a regular project to me. It's not like I want to continue this and I want to continue doing that with the people. There's a verse in the Quran that I deeply believe in that says, "We will show them the signs in the world, and the worlds actually, and within themselves, so they know it's the absolute truth." So I'm trying to uh, to show people how combining both travel as a creative force and art again as another creative force to find their own truth and to find their own voices and to look into themselves and again the world. um, from a personal experience, when I left Saudi and I left that region, people would ask me if I had a culture shock, and I was like, no. Even though when I came to Antigua and Guatemala, I didn't know anything. Like I didn't even know what the flag looks like. I didn't know the city that I'm gonna live for a while, how it looks like, who are the people. I didn't speak any Spanish at the time. Um, so I would say this kind of experiences merging these two forces, two creative forces, and how when you combine them actually makes you more open and vulnerable. Well, traveling makes me more open and vulnerable, because I had to be open when I meet the people, and I had to be open towards myself and be more in tune with myself, and that made me more vulnerable actually. And vulnerability might sound to some people that it comes with, you know, negative or weak connotations, but to me it exposed myself, and therefore it exposed everyone around me. So now I know who am I actually dealing with, uh, like with, again, whether with the people or within myself. Like I've been dealing with concepts and ideas and emotions that I imagine if I didn't travel, I wouldn't have the chance to actually face and meet those emotions, like, you know, steadfast. So that's that when it comes to what is unique about it. In terms of the target audience, well, now I'm targeting uh, creatives, um, mid 20s to mid 30s. However, I'm only targeting those at the moment because the idea is still new, and I'm still like with the, and I opened, you know, I would call them trial trips, where I actually invited people with me, and during those trips I just, you know, experimented with the programming that we did, the activations, um, uh, the destinations as well. What do they like? What don't they like? Can we create something within the duration of the trip? Should I extend it? Should I make it shorter? And so on and so forth. So that's my target audience at the moment, and this is what I'm looking at for the next year. But in general, if it's just about the idea, I would say anyone who can combine both, well, he's basically a creative, and he can basically be part of the Blue Camel, or the Blue March. The Blue March is like the campaign um, that takes or pushes the Blue Camel from one destination to another.
This is, I'm really trying to just process a lot of these things because I love culture. I'm all about culture. I love music. The arts, while there's different types of arts and being creative. So my question, because I love all of it, and even when people were asking me, you know, hospitality, health and wellness, that's a lot, you know, but yours is very, you've got the niche of what it is you're wanting to do. So, from your perspective, why and what makes you passionate about combining travel, culture, and the creativity?
That's a very good question. Well, there's like a personal answer, and a more of a research-based answer, or more of an objective, I would say, answer. So in my research as a designer, I'm usually dealing with a third, uh, with an end client, as we call it in design methodology. So I'm dealing with someone, I'm understanding their behavior, and I'm understanding their needs, and so on and so forth. So, and then I'm designing something to accommodate for their needs, whatever it is, whether it was a product, an experience, uh, digital, analog, it depends. Now, in design school, we learn about universality, and that humans more or less are the same and would respond similarly to certain factors. While this is true, there is also the cultural factor, and you know the the culture, and I would say the discourse factor of each group of people, whether that was a nation, a country, or even just a community of people. So that was one of those questions, or one of the ideas that I was looking at and revisiting while I'm traveling, how similar are we and how different are we as well. Um, and that's where, bridging both culture is important, or find its importance, like where are we similar and where are we different, and what can we cultivate from the differences just as much as from the similarities, and what we are uh, have in common. um, I would give just a few examples. um, the weaving, we have weaving in Saudi Arabia, and I noticed that it's one of the craftsmanship that are very famous and very well known in Latin America and Central America and Latin America in general. Now, it's not just the craftsmanship nor the technique. Well, and the techniques are very similar, but what struck me is that the patterns sometimes are very similar. So they would have the same patterns. And I was like, could they mean the same thing? And how did it travel from one, region to another? Or was it, collectively, like, we were like collectively unconscious about those patterns and about those symbols and meanings, and whether or not they mean the same things or not. Um, so this is one of the things that I find very important to investigate. And again, I'm pretty much guided by the Quran, the holy book of Islam that I believe in. And there's another verse that says that we created you in variety for you to meet and to get to know each other. And I think this is how we meet and we get to know each other, through culture, through art, and through food, and through music, and through things that we sometimes we cannot imagine we have in common. So this is one of the things that I find very important to me personally.
Thank you for sharing that, Sarah. That just brings more of what it really is to you. And for me, travel is and hospitality is, I will say, for so many years, it's got to be in your DNA. And, to bring culture and creativity, I think it's wonderful. From, as a dual citizen from Argentina, it's all about in the culture and how we did at the Plano International Festival. But from tango to the food, to the good wines, to so much that is from other types of dances and the folklore. There's so much culture in so many different places, especially in what they say Latin America, in the Americas, Central and South America, which I'm loving this part. Can't wait to come over to some of the other countries, Guatemala as well. What I'd like to ask you is, what do you hope people experience or create during the journey when they're with the Blue Camel? Tell us about that, what you would hope.
Okay. That's a very important and very sensitive question to me. Sometimes, like, I'm torn between, do I direct them to a certain direction, to a certain topic, to a certain theme that I want to personally, explore, and then share that vision with the group of people, or whether I should let them experience and experiment with their own thoughts and topics and ideas. And I think in my programming, so the way I'm designing it at the moment is that I'm giving each trip a theme. So there will be like an umbrella theme, an idea, a concept, call it however you would love to call it. And there would be like a guiding prompts. Now, these prompts are different from day to day, from one activity to another activity, but those prompts and under that, encompassing concept would lead the artist to create something within their journey, whether it was a painting, a journal, a collection of photographs, collecting things from the nature. I mean, the mediums are endless, and that's also what I'm trying to show and uh, to encourage that artists try and experiment with different mediums, not only in a static way. So people would like artists sometimes would be like moving from one medium to another, but they would be still captivating that within a canvas or within a space or within something of a very tangible and limited nature. But what I'm trying also to show that creativity is a force that could be cultivated within yourself. I mean, sometimes you would be creating things within yourself or impacting other people, or doing something with the nature as well, or with the animals, or with any creature. I mean, we can go to a beach and you draw something on the beach that makes someone laugh or smile, or you create an experience there, and that's like an interactive installation, for example. I think what I'm trying uh, what I'm trying to make the artist get away from is that seeing how creativity is more than also creating art, in the sense how we understand art as something that can be in a gallery or a museum. It's more than that, and how we can learn from nature and learn from other people, and again learn from anything, basically how we can create and manifest good things, and just leave a good imprint as we move along. That's it.
I love that. That's there. That brings more into what travel needs to be into the years to come. Now, what kind of experiences can participants and the travelers expect?
Okay, so they should expect that in those trips we are moving from one destination to another destination within the mother destination. So if it's a Guatemala trip, we will be moving around Guatemala. If it's in Mexico, we're moving around Mexico as well. If we are in El Salvador, that's also the case. So there would be a lot of moving, and that movement is important, not only to see as much as possible, but being on the move will direct your creativity and your force to a certain direction, and you will be noticing things on the go, instead of um, being stuck like in one image or in one experience or in a one idea. So we are trying to experiment with one idea in different uh, situations and circumstances. So that there's the moving part, and there's also the creating part. So we will be asking participants um, to create on the go, and there might be some material that would be supportive, for example, reading materials, or a movie that we're going to watch together, or or um, uh, a theater show that we are attending. So there will be again different mediums as well, where the artists can enjoy and see and learn from, and artisans workshops, and also I would say even contemporary kind of art as well. So if there anything available, now that depends really on the logistics of that duration and of that destination. But again, what I'm trying to say is that they'll be experiencing the more traditional um, cultural uh, part of the creative nature of that country or of that destination, but they are also going to be exposed to how that traveled through time and space, and how it looks now in a contemporary museum or a gallery. So, what is the story of that destination from what they were doing until so what they are producing now?
Well said. I think that's well with the youngers because, and then even today, where there's so many minimalists that are like about backpacking and go, and so many people that came here, I think that that's going to be something that you're not traveling with a lot, and you're looking at one more of the discounted rates for people to just kind of go from one place to another. Um, so why Guatemala? Tell us. I know our time's closing, but I can't not say because we are here in Central America. But please share why Guatemala. What made you? Obviously, it was Mexico and then Guatemala. What got you there, and where is the next place you are looking to be on your journey?
Yay. Okay. Why Guatemala? Funny question. I had a trip with a group that was planned to go to Mexico. And then I was like, since I'm going all the way to Mexico, I might as well find something to do on my own, solo. So I found an Arctic program in Guatemala. Now things went west with that group, and I didn't join them. But I already had my plans to go to Guatemala. Now to be honest, I joined that group so they can give me, kind of a safe and supported way to go to Latin America because I knew nothing about Latin America. However, I ended up coming to Latin America alone, to a country I knew nothing about. Again, I mentioned that I didn't know the flag of Guatemala. I didn't know the city that I was going to, how it looks like, what is it, even on the map. I just had my ticket and I was like, I will see from there. Uh, One friend once told me, I was talking about this art residency in Antigua, Guatemala, and he said, "Oh, that's a city I could live in." And I was like, "Okay, that's reassuring. At least I'm going to a place that's, I'm not sure, livable, let's say. We'll see." I mean, at the time, I didn't know anything about Antigua. However, I came to Antigua, fell in love with Antigua like the first 3 days. My art residency was 2 weeks, but after the 2 weeks, I wanted to give myself more time to explore Guatemala. So, for a month after that, I lived around the Lake Atitlan. And after a month and a half, I was like, I have nothing else to go. I have nothing rushing me in any direction. Might as well um, move here. And at the time, I only had my backpack. I was backpacking basically. But that didn't stop me. I rented my house, furnished it, and then after a month of settling in, I went back to Saudi Arabia and gave my people, a proper closure that, hey, I'm leaving actually for a while. And yeah, I brought my stuff from Saudi, my art supplies and all of that, some of my books, um, and decided to to reside in Guatemala and explore Latin America. I went to Mexico City a couple of times here and there. Today I'm in El Salvador. My next destinations, I have three uh, that I'm planning. So Peru, Brazil, and definitely Argentina. So that's in my next.
Love it. And so, if anybody knows, you can see where we're going to be working together and doing a lot more because she's like, I want to go to Argentina. I want to see. And so I'm like, well, let's do this. And there's nothing better for me to have an opportunity to go back para visitar todas mis amigas, amigos y familia ahí en Argentina y mostrar a todo el país a una otra cultura que está muy interesada a ver esta. So we're just, that is something that I'm just very passionate about, sharing top luxury destinations around the world and bringing that culture. And of course, Saudi Arabia will be on the radar too, if you guys are wondering. Absolutely. But Sarah, I am just so honored that you agreed to come on. And I know you're busy, and we've got so much that we have that we're trying to do and make sure that we do our part in making the world a better place. We've had some great conversations. It's been wonderful getting to know you. I'm looking forward to more what the future has. But our time here is actually coming to an end. It's gone so fast, but I don't want um, to end without, if there's anything else. I have put the website there for all you viewers that you can go to her website. Her best way to reach out to Sarah is on Instagram. And I have posted her Instagram handle, which it is the bluecamel.co. You can also do the hashtag the blue camel. And of course, here in this, she is tagged on LinkedIn. She is tagged on Instagram, the two main ones that she's on. Please reach out. If you don't, and it's kind of complex, drop it in the chat. I would love to just know, obviously, at all times, drop in the chat, where are you coming from? Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, comment, share if there's anything you'd like to see. But Sara, tell us, is there anything right now that you'd like for a last words for the viewers?
Yes, well, thank you for joining me. Thank you for the time and space and the opportunity. I'm looking forward for anyone who would reach out. Like, I would love to have this conversation with everyone and from all over the world. And I'm looking to explore, other destinations. So if you recommend, if you have something that I should be looking at, if you think we have similarities or you think we have differences that are more interesting to investigate, please let me know. Reach out, and I would be so happy to have this opportunity to connect with you. And thank you, Michelle, for putting this together. I'm truly, truly grateful for this.
Well, I'm super, super honored. Like I mentioned, I when I do the closure, please don't leave the studio yet. Hang out in the green room so that I can properly say goodbye. But I do just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for just bringing this space to talk about the blue camel, and we will have her back again so we can talk a little bit more, because this is just a little piece of what Sara is about, just a little piece. There's so much more, and I can't wait to share that. But this right here is something that she's very passionate about, so I wanted to share it with you guys. So Sara, thank you so much. Please don't leave. Hang out in the green room, and I will be back with you, and I properly say goodbye to everybody. Um, well, thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in. It gets started so quickly. It's like running to 5 o'clock. And for those of you that know, especially in Argentina, I haven't figured out how to do the light without coming at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but I'll get that time zone figured out so we can show you some beautiful, beautiful sights. We are going to be going to some. I'm going to try, and that's my promise to you, is to try to show you some of these beautiful places that I've been as I've been in a good healing mode and still am. But I do want to share that while my time is here. I want to say thank you for being here. And the tips, as I mentioned, are brought to you by MacArthur Accommodations. If you are in need, please reach out. Any of our team can take you, any groups, any wellness retreats, wellness workshops. If you're needing executive coaching and consulting, our hospitality coaching and consulting company is here to serve you. We are at your service, and we want to help make a difference for whatever that need is that you have. If it's a girls trip, if it's a solo trip, if it's a family trip, or if it's a family celebration, or if it is team building, whatever it is, we've got you covered. But I do want to wish you all a beautiful, blessed, and prosperous night and week. And I want to have you, just wishing you many blessings to go. Make it a beautiful week, prosperous week. Be brilliant. God bless you guys. Thank you again for tuning in. And I will see you the next time we come in. Bye-bye.